Oh my god, a Germany rework? Welcome to another video on this channel. Today I'm back in the Great War Redux to play as the German Empire, the Kaiserreich. They've gotten a brand new focus tree with which we shall try and win the Weltkrieg. So let us head in. And here we are in game. So yeah, new focus tree. It's very big, I'd say. There's a lot of to-do, I guess. We have some kind of foreign policy stuff here, I would say. Then, of course, some domestic policies. We have army stuff, air force stuff, navy stuff. And down here we have probably some wartime stuff. But yeah, looks very interesting. Plus, we also now have a lot of states. There's something, sticking out here. We're not gonna talk about Thuringia today, guys. But yeah, looks great, love it. But I do think it might be a bit too much. And down here in decisions, we have our cool new mechanics, where we have the Bundesrat, the Federal Council, where we have to deal with all these beautiful states that, especially this one that, they don't want everything. They are not just gonna blindly agree to every policy that could, curb their rights. And down here the Reichstag, which has limited rights. It cannot appoint the government, the Kaiser does that, and it can also not get rid of a government, but it has rights to the budget and can vote on legislature. We have all the different factions, parties, and all their different seats, and of course they all have different stuff that they want. Here's some raw stuff even, wow, that's cool. That's what I like. The biggest party right now is the Zentrum, the Center Party, followed by the German Conservative Party. Here we can also see the seats in the upcoming elections, and apparently the SPD will have a shit ton of new seats, what the fuck. But that's a problem for another day. We of course start with our cool army here, some colonial troops, which I don't give a shit about, I guess. That, like, do I have to fight down here? It really doesn't matter that much. Let's first put the army right there. And right here we shall begin with... This is my first time playing through here, so I don't know really what to select here, so let's just start with the Wilhelmine era. Here in our political tab, we can also see that we already start with various advisors. We have the Reichskanzler Theobald von Bethmann-Hollweg, who's Hamlet. Sure. We have Helmut von Moltke der Jüngere, who's our chief of army. We have Alfred von Tirpitz as our chief of navy, and we have Josias von Heringen as our theorist. And we cannot get rid of him, but we can change him with Falkenhayn if we go with traditional Prussian war planning. And there we have our national spirits. We have the Bismarckische Reichsverfassung, our constitution basically, which is a bit authoritarian, as the Kaiser has a lot of the power still, while the parliament doesn't really have that much power to combat the Kaiser's influence. But the states do also have some autonomy. We have our federal budget, which apparently goes mostly to the navy, civilian factories, and yeah. Great. We have, of course, the naval arms race against Britain, which hurts our arms production. We have the Einkreisungstheorie, basically that Germany is, surrounded by enemies. We have rising unions, so that's hurtful. We get strikes, which I don't want, man. Can I get rid of that? And rapid urbanization. Makes sense. But yeah. We get some bonus with civilian factories, so let's start by building some civilian factories. And afterwards, let's pump out some mills. Now, if you're wondering why specifically in these states, I'm just looking at the infrastructure. And this shall be our starting research. Can't really do much engineering-wise to research, so yeah. Just doing some other things that might be necessary later on. And yeah, let us begin with some cool scientists here. And we have chemical warfare. Ooh, interesting. Wilhelmine, Germany. Ever since Wilhelm II has ascended to the throne, Germany has rapidly industrialized, has increased its naval size to challenge Britain at sea, and of course is trying to seek a place in the sun. We have, though, some problems, like the rise of the Social Democratic Party, which is challenging the conservative establishment. We also have some problems due to us discarding Bismarck's careful web of alliances in favor of a Politik der freien Hand, policy of the free hand, which prioritized diplomatic flexibility over established commitments. This has now created the alliances we see right now, the Triple Entente and the Triple Alliance, making it seem like we are encircled. But still, Germany sails a steady course. I think I'm gonna try and ease the urbanization problem, so let's go down these focuses. Well, we can already get an advisor, so let's recruit August Thyssen, because I'm building Sims right now. I do want a further bonus. Alright, so now after this focus, we can do Employment Agency Act, so let's do that. And it already tells us down here how much votes we still need. So as we see, we need 1% more of deputies to get this law passed. And we also see how the different deputies will basically vote. So due to this being a centrist law, 100% of the center deputies will vote for it, and then all the rest. So to get one more, let's sway neutral deputies. Now this will pass. Afterwards, we will have to get the act through the Bundesrat up here. And to do this, we have to sway these states. We do this with influence points, but as we know, these influence points are limited, so we can negotiate stuff down here, where we basically do something for them, and then we get a free influence point on the state. So once we try and sway the state, we use this influence point instead of our extra influence points. Simple, simple. So speaking of trying to get some influence points with them, let's start. Thuringia has 8 votes, so don't mind if I do. I'd advise to go for infrastructure, honestly, because this is, in my opinion, the fastest one. It costs only 3,000 to construct that, so it's very simple, and you gotta build one infrastructure anywhere here, basically, where it's marked right here. So let us do that, I guess, here. There's no real resources, so can't really do something with that, but whatever. We're just gonna push this up there, let this build. It's done in a month, so then we will have a influence point on Thuringia, can get them for free to vote for our act, and yeah, we do this with more of these too. Let's also get Bavaria with an infrastructure, and let's also do it on Württemberg with infrastructure. So this, oh yeah, that's then, by the way, it for this. So be careful with, you know, the states that actually, you know, they have a free infrastructure to build anywhere anyway. So let's do that real quick. And yeah, then we have some influence points secured, and we can probably pass the law through the Bundesrat. The strikes. Oh god. Well, Stark has passed the law. We already knew it gonna pass, so yeah. And now we can try and pass it through the Bundesrat, but I'm gonna wait until I have my influence points, and then we can easily do that. Oh, and by the way, to get some more votes, I have now done the focus, so we can create a constitution for Alsace-Lorraine, but we have to pass that law also, so we have to wait with that. The status of Elsass and Lothringen. Alsace-Lorraine has been a Reichsland. It's basically under the authority of the German Empire, and it's ruled by a Statthalter, which is appointed by the German Emperor. The region lacks the autonomy the other federal states have, so with a constitution we shall try and change that. They will get a bit more say in the Bundesrat, a bit more say in the Reichstag, so everything's gonna be great, right? We will solve this issue soon enough. Well, Thuringian states influence point secured, as we see right here. We can use that now to get their votes, basically, for our agendas. Sedantag, 3 hurrahs for Germany. Alright, let's try and pass the Employment Agency Act. So we already have the votes of Prussia, we will always have them, which will make it a lot easier. So let us use Thuringia for our, you know, drastically increase these votes, and then I guess Bavaria, and that will be enough. The findings of the national census. It has been brought forth that the mass urbanization here in Germany has led to housing shortages, and public health growth is minimal, even reverting in some cities. These findings are of course very, very bad, and show us that we've kinda neglected this a bit too much. Perhaps German society is not as progressive as we thought. We'll definitely have to do something. Ottoman request for pre-dreadnoughts? Well, sure, why not? Let us tackle the urbanization crisis in the various, you know, regions where we have it, especially the Ruhr. We have a rebellion right here. Now, it's easy to crush that, we just need 2 ships here. Let's just say I put all my ships into Germany. Yeah. That's not great, is it? But the law has been passed in the Bundesrat. Great. Now we reduce this a bit, which is great, which is great. I'm gonna stop here now and go down our army reforms. And let's, by the way, start by getting a constitution for Alsace-Lorraine. We will just need to sway the neutral ones yet again, and then it'll pass through the Reichstag, and then we'll have to pass it through here again. Well, and the Alsace-Lorraine constitution passed. Now we get this right here, and we get free influences on them. So, yeah, it's great, it's gret. To pass it, by the way, again, do the infrastructure for Bavaria and Thuringia. So yeah. And now let's start the 5-year army law. More laws, EP. And by the way, I should kind of play with, you know, the Reichstag election changing a lot. Because the centrists will lose some seats, I guess. But most importantly, the leftists will gain a lot of seats. So we should wait with leftist agendas until, you know, the elections, because then we'll have probably an easier time passing it through the Reichstag. Let us finance some military complex in certain areas. Electoral reform in Hesse. What did not really have an influence point there, but alright, let's research Gaskrieg, chemical warfare. A crisis brews in Morocco. Well, it seems the Agadir crisis has started. Well, let's respond by sending the SMS Panther to Agadir. I'm trying currently to pass insurance code to get the rising unions a bit down. Appointing a new colonial secretary. Well, let us go with Wilhelm Solf, which will unlock the reformist branch, what the fuck. And we appoint him right here, I guess. Yeah. Well, that's great. So we can now commence the war council, because world tension is, you know, higher than 10. Speaking of high world tensions, let's get early mobilization. Oh, we can get Krupp AG to get artillery research speed. Great, I need that. Well, the Agadir crisis is currently causing a financial crash. That's not great. How about we negotiate with them? This does hurt us a lot right now, and we don't like that. I don't like being hurt. We must secure the French Congo. So, you know, in exchange for us, you know, removing our claims to Agadir, we will demand some territory here in the French Congo. And I'm gonna go with the traditional Prussian war planning, by the way. Germany's disgrace. Well, the diplomacy of the Agadir crisis that we have now concluded has not been well received by the German public, which criticize seeing Germany only gain meager concessions in the Congo while France can consolidate its hold over Morocco. Particularly the Chancellor Bethmann Hollweg has been heavily criticized by the public, but Bethmann Hollweg should stay. France seats Neu Cameroon, no war this year. Before the elections, I'm gonna go down with this one, because it is a rightist policy, and passing this through after these elections, yeah, not great. Modernization of the Schlieffenplan. The new plan is sound and compromise. Well, now we have the Schlieffen-Moltke plan, which will be a march just through Belgium and not through the Netherlands and Belgium. That's a surprise tool that will help us later. The 1912 Reichstag elections. Now the work begins. And as we see, we now have a, yeah, they got a lot of seats. Well, now we can try and pursue a bit more of the leftist agendas we have here, like, for example, Bethmann Hollweg's pension reform and the diverse but united empire. Now, we do have a slight problem, as we need a new budget. The thing is, I would really love the military factory output one, however, that is a rightist policy, and let's just count the seats the rightists have, and I would need all of the centrist support to pass that one, I think. So it could be problematic. It will be problematic. It's gonna be problematic. But let's try and pass this one, which is definitely not gonna go wrong, is it? Just sway the centrists. Just sway the centrists. Just sway them. Just sway them as much as we can. And it's gonna fail. I can sadly only sway up to 40% for the centrists, so yeah. Shucks. Come on, guys. Like, there's gonna be a war, spoiler alerts. Let's just get some more war stuff. I don't want a liberal budget. What the hell, man? What do you think I am? Will I ever pass this now? Well, we're gonna have a budget crisis, guys. My bad. Well, let's get some pension reforms. Oh, he immediately passes. I don't even have to sway shit. See, why can't this be with the budget, man? Come on, guys. We need military factories. Honestly, it would be cool if I could maybe make some concessions to the left or something with budget stuff. Something to get, you know, this fast. We can at least push some other laws through here. Time for another budget crisis. I can change my Eiskanzler. Alright, if I do this now, it will fucking do nothing due to it still being a conservative budget, which will definitely not be voted on. So, guys, like, what do you want me to do? This can still be resolved. Can it though? Budget deadlock continues. I can't do shit about this. Like, I can't increase the seats or, like, you know, get maybe some other votes. No. Alright, let us do something interesting. Prussian electoral reform. We don't have to sway anything here for this now, because, you know, we have the leftist. They have the majority, so it's easy, really. They've a lot of power. And we also get a lot of centrist votes, so yeah. To be honest, who needs a budget anyway? Alright, let's start the Prussian electoral reform. Alright, the guys had to enforce the budget now, and Holweg has resigned. Yeah. Oh, now I get it. This law basically made... Okay, now we have to separately negotiate with Prussia also, so we don't get their votes for free now. Should have waited for that, but whatever. Oh, they don't like our military advisors in the Ottoman Empire. Well, I will definitely not back down in this crisis, my guy. I don't care how much support you get from the other guys. Demands from Russia to stop our military mission. Nope. I prepared my army in case they refuse, but I don't know if this will actually spark a war, but whatever. I stand by what I said. I will not back down from doing what I want to do there. By the way, I can get rid of Thiessen. I just thought of. Let's get the Economist instead, and yeah. How long can I wait for this to time out? I'm just gonna wait as long as possible. But yeah, I'm gonna stand by it. I will not. I will reject their demands. And this now has led to outright war. Okay. Well, whatever you say, my friend. I have no problem with this. Wait, did I? Oh my god, Romania's now in a war because we're in alliance, defensive alliance, so yeah. Not bad, not bad. I don't know if I can push through here. The battle plan says I can, but we'll see, we'll see. So yeah, the Great War has now begun. No problem with me, honestly. I'm still building up the army mostly, but this is my main template right now, I guess. I don't have enough howitzers right now, so I'm just not gonna build this in there. I did want to do it, but yeah, that's gonna cost me too much. Let's see how this goes. And why the hell are these guys not in here? Hello? Come on, man. Even if it's a defensive war, they're gonna refuse. Wow. By the way, I just noticed the chemical war stuff is down here. I tried searching for that for a while now. Should have just gone down there, man. But yeah, we do have to research more then. This gives us some cool new attack plans. Yummers. Alright, let's do Ostplan Offensive, because I just got this. New Chancellor, new me, I guess. And the formation of the OHL, the Oberste Heeresleitung, to war then. I'm gonna go with the safer option, I guess. And yeah, let us then not do this and do our army stuff down here, which could be very great for us. And with this also we now get a balance of power between the civilian government and the army, basically. I don't know why, but actually maybe. No, they don't have nothing. I don't really know why these are not really getting called in. Cool, great war, guys. What? Warsaw has fallen. Push is going great, I guess. They just called France in, and not to like say they're bad, but they don't have anything on the border. Can I do a Schlieffenplan now? Oh, I can. Cool fortifications you guys built here. Honestly, they are very cool to have. Thank you so much for these. I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. Battle of Verdun. Alright, Schlieffenplan activated. Go, go, go. Alright, Belgium has capitulated. Let's try and capture Paris as quickly as possible. All this just because of military advisors, man. You can't make this shit up. What do you mean, rape of Belgium? I didn't... Guys, this is the best war you will ever see and witness, and... Bro, what the fuck is going on? Paris has already fallen, guys. That's great. That is great. French defeat. The Battle of France was a real disaster. True, honestly. Paris fell and the front collapsed. Within weeks, our glorious army has captured a capital and the enemy is crushed under our force. In pain, the French government requested a separate armistice. We have agents within French politics who we could place in power of this defeated state. France is already dead. See, that's what should have happened in real time. That's what they thought would happen in real time. Before the leaves fall, yes. Until winter comes. Well, Russia's also kinda, not in a great state. Territorial reparations of France. Take little from Alsace and Flanders. Yes. Guys, the Battle of Eastern North Sea has been won by us. We sunk 2 pre-dreadnoughts. Yo. Just great. Just great. Guys, we're just destroying the British Navy, man. Like, what? Oh, damn. Let's establish the Kingdom of Poland. France is having a revolution and yeah, we pushed heavily in. I'm not gonna stop because I'm losing a lot of equipment with this constant push. The whole November revolution already happening. Vladimir Lenin leaves Switzerland. Have a good trip. Bavarian constitutional amendment. Not cool, man. What the hell? But yeah, since the revolution is gonna happen now, more or less, let's kind of chill. All this just because of some military advisors in Turkey, man. I can't, bro. Imagine this was like what happened in IRL, fucking world being flipped upside down because of some military advisors in Turkey. I don't know how to establish a wartime coalition though. Because that, is kind of blocking me out of stuff here because I need an enabling act, which I can only get here. Oh, speaking of, wait, Romania's now not in the Second Balkan War. Wait, that's some interesting turn of events, honestly. And without Romania, the Ottomans can join in there, so, yeah. Alright, let's begin yet another first. I've just carefully been picking some stuff here and there, and you can see that by 1 million men lost. Not great, not great. Oh, well, yeah, bye-bye, Russia. Brotfrieden. Oh, we get Ukraine. Ah, the United Kingdom also now ask for peace. Well, Entente surrenders. The actual war date has not gotten. We got 1000 years there, Wilhelm now. Damn, our budget got removed. What the hell? The British Navy, let's just say that it has seen better days, honestly. Did I even lose a single ship, man? I don't think I did. I just had this convoy escort in here with half of my light cruisers and half of my destroyers around here, and then this on strike force, I guess. Well, Hippa and Share are just the best, man. What do I need to say? Peace treaty with Russia. Good, let's conclude a truce. The demand for Poland and Courland turned them into vassal kingdoms. Ostsee-Division sent von der Goltz to help them. Well, apparently the Russians just left the negotiations, but they didn't say, peace now. So how about we just occupy all the territory? Their army is nowhere to be seen, so, and now they resume peace. Wow. Great plan, my guy. And my game just crashed, nice. Alright, so we're a bit of a problem. Now every time after the Frankfurt Peace Conference concludes, and I now go, let the day tick, my game crashes. It might be because we, technically still had the Brest-Litovsk negotiations. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how to fix that really. I can maybe try again, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think the game's gonna just be like, oh, now I'm fixed. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna try a few things maybe that could theoretically help. But I hope this is not going to be the end, because I still want to do the other things. Yep, okay. Done. Alright, I've now done something. I have removed Iron Man from the game, so now I can access the console and stuff like that. I might disable AI to see if maybe they are part of the problem here, if they do something that's just not okay. But yeah... Wait. No. Was it? It was the 18th, wasn't it? No. Wait, actually? Okay. We're not crashing. It was the AI. It was the AI that I fucked everything up, apparently. Wait. We're so back. Okay. Now I don't know if I want to turn II back on. So let's see if this works. Copenhagen Convention. The economic recovery will start after the peace deal by a mission. Well, let's give Alan to Finland. Yeah, I'm just gonna select the historical option. And yeah, let's give them stability. And let's start the OHL question. Let's form Ostasien and let's also annex the French Indochina. And let's form Middle Africa. Strikes escalate. Demand for new elections. Yeah. Oh no. No. We need to address the nation, the future of the OHL. Well, we shall dissolve it. The war's over. The power has to return to the Reichstag. Military opposition to the dissolution of the OHL. Well, the military returns to the barracks. The founding of Frankfurt University. The German mind will never be sullied. Well, let's organize snap elections. The Kaiser addresses the nation. In response to growing unrest and popular demonstrations, His Imperial and Royal Majesty Wilhelm II has addressed the German people in a public broadcast. The Kaiser acknowledged the demands for reform and recognized the sacrifices made by the population during the war. He assured listeners that democratic reforms, including parliamentary adjustments and greater civic representation, would be introduced in an orderly and deliberate fashion. Calling for unity and discipline, the Kaiser urged the public to trust in the wisdom of the crown and to avoid agitation that might threaten the nation's hard-won victory. A measured voice in a turbulent time. Fate of Belorussia. Establish a puppet buffer state. Elections planned amid military dissent. The Reich moves forward with or without them. Alright, the 1915 Reichstag elections, and the left now has even more power. Alright, let's reform the Bismarck Constitution. The June Reforms. A new chapter for the Empire begins. New Chancellorship. Let us name Matthias Erzberger. A bold step towards reform. Yep. And this is where I'm gonna end it probably now. I don't know what's it. If there's, it's a bit buggy. It's a bit buggy. But yeah, that happens when played when I that's why I mostly don't really do immediately like go and make a video on a nation, because I kind of want to wait a bit for maybe some bug fixes, or if it's a mod where I know there's probably not really much bugs. I mean, it didn't help that I kind of made an early Great War, but I just wanted to try it out for once, honestly. And I'm sorry, what do you want me to do if they get upset for fucking military advisors, man? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and please like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and see you next time. Goodbye! I think he has seen too many of my China videos.